Millions of Americans along the East Coast are gearing up for Hurricane Matthew. Good evening and welcome to Maryland Newsline. I'm Michelle Chavez.
And I'm Michael Stern. More on potential Maryland storm impact in a few minutes. But first, the opioid epidemic is dividing the state with its deadly impact. 3 counties are taking initiative to combat one of the most addictive drugs. CNS TV's Alex Pacinda is live in the newsroom with this story. Alex?
Plus, the sound of music brings success in one rags to riches story, and I'm telling you folks, you have to hear this one.
Coming up on Maryland Newsline, a Baltimore Ravens fan in critical condition. We'll bring you the latest.
And drones that could save lives. Find out how next.
Disturbing story out of New Jersey today. A 14-year-old Maryland girl and another underage girl were both seen performing sexual acts on a New Jersey man's live broadcasting website. Viewers could give the girls tips in the form of an online currency that the owner, Robert Annual, allegedly controlled. Annual was arrested yesterday and charged with child pornography and child endangerment, in addition to several other crimes. Officials are still investigating him and his website.
Bernie Nation with representation on the D.C. ballot, that is. The D.C. Council voted today to allow Sanders on the ballot for the Democratic primary. He was left off of the ballot when D.C.'s Democratic Party submitted the registration forms a day late. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, a Hillary supporter, says she will sign off on the legislation.
A D.C. man charged with groping a female University of Maryland student. The student reported the incident at the Stamped Student Union on Monday morning. 34-year-old Amin Massey was arrested for a sex offense, assault, and concealing a box cutter. Police found him near Cole Fieldhouse on a surveillance camera and took him into custody.
Happy morning for a select few Metro commuters. McDonald's gave away $10,000 in free Metro rides today. The giveaway honored the DC Metro's 40th anniversary. Lucky passengers at 5 different stations got a Smart Trip card with $5 on it. The Metro opened in March of 1976 with only 1 line and less than 5 miles of track. Now it has more than 100 miles of track.
Well, here in the Capitol, we love naming protected animals.
And now you can get in on the action. The National Arboretum is having a social media campaign to name the new baby eaglets. To submit name ideas on social media, use hashtag DCEagleCam and hashtag NameTheNestlings, along with 2 name ideas. Officials want titles that live up to the names of the eaglets' parents, the President, and the First Lady. Names will be announced on April 26th.
Nicole Lee graduated from Magruder High School in Montgomery County in 2007. She was just 18 when she died less than a year later.
Car left the road, never braked, ran right into a tree on my sister's side of the car.
The driver, a friend of Nicole's, had fallen asleep at the wheel. Now, Nicole's sister, Jennifer Pierce, is working to spread awareness about the dangers of drowsy driving.
This is a huge issue. It's a huge issue that's killing a lot of people every single year, and these are innocent people.
An average of 12 people die every year in Maryland from drowsy driving-related accidents, and there are an average of 6,000 deaths in the United States every year. Experts say the effects of drowsy driving are similar to driving drunk. Those effects include reduced attention to the road, slower reaction times, and poor judgment and decision-making. Jonathan Atkins is the executive director of the Governor's Highway Safety Association.
It's a lifestyle issue, and we have to be able to adjust to that. You need about 7 hours of sleep at night in order to function safely behind the wheel.
And Atkins says legislation isn't necessarily the solution.
You can't have a law for every bad driving behavior, but what you can do is educate the public.
Adkins says he hopes Maryland and other states fund more research and advertising for drowsy driving awareness. And out of her family's tragedy, Jennifer Pierce says she found a silver lining.
Who she was in life is still able to affect people in her death, and maybe her story is what was needed to make this a topic for more people.
Maggie Gottlieb, CNS TV. A formal nomination.
I proudly praise Hillary Clinton's name and nomination to be the next president.
And a walkout. Bernie Sanders supporters marched out of the Democratic National Convention to protest Hillary Clinton's nomination. They say the primary election was rigged. Paul Gass is a Maryland delegate for Sanders.
I mean, I'm very sympathetic to their position, and I really am amongst, pushing the envelope as furthest left as we can go amongst the Sanders delegates.
But he and other delegates for Sanders say they don't agree with the protest.
That's not going to be good for any of us, right? Any kind of division like that is just not going to help us beat Trump.
I do not agree with that movement.
Clinton delegates say unity is their focus.
I think those individuals who unfortunately walked out should really listen to Senator Sanders, who has encouraged them and asked them to support him as he supports Hillary Clinton.
We hear you, and please lend your voice to ours as we will lend our voices to yours for everyone, so that everyone can have a voice.
As for the protesters, this goes beyond the presidential nomination.
I talked to a few of them here at the demonstration, and they told me they don't know what they want for the Sanders campaign, but they want new leadership in the Democratic Party.
But right now, most Sanders delegates from the old line state say it's time to move on.
I hope that they will unite. It's a little sad that some people have reacted the way they're reacting, but when push comes to shove, Hillary's the best choice.
Some of Sanders supporters say they'll write in Sanders or vote the Green Party rather than vote for Clinton in November. In Philadelphia, Maggie Gottlieb, Capitol News Service.